Hello, starting with the AP class this year, you guys have a summer review, so I'm going to go over some of the things, particularly ionic naming and formula writing or ionic nomenclature. So I'm going to do the binary ionics, and then later I'm going to do the ternary ionics, just to give you some practice before you have a test this Friday. So these are binary ionic compounds. What they're made of is a metal and a non-metal. So you can only have two elements in the compound. So I'm going to begin with going from naming to formula writing. So in order to be able to do this, you need to identify charges and crossover. So how it works is you'll identify lithium as +1, bromide as -1, crisscross those numbers. So you get a 1 and a 1, and then you would write the formula as LiBr. The second one is calcium sulfide, which is +2, -2. When you have like charges, they do cancel out. So you actually simplify to 1 and 1. So this would be CaS. The third one is aluminum chloride. In this case, we're going backwards. So you might start to want to do the charges, but you don't have to do the charges. All you have to know that this is aluminum ion and this is chloride ion. So you name it simply as aluminum chloride. The next one, you're going back to formula writing. So magnesium is +2, nitride is -3. So you crisscross and get Mg3 and 2. Moving down, we have metals, but now they're transition metals. So transition metals, because they have more than one charge, have to have their charge identified in Roman numerals. So this one is lead 4 chloride. So the lead, wow, that's enough today. The lead has a charge of +4, the chloride has a charge of -1. So when you crisscross, you get PbCl4. The second one is lead 2 sulfide. So the lead has a charge of 2 this time. Sulfide has a charge of -2. So this, once again, is one of those where they cancel out and simplify to 1 and 1. So that would be simply PbS. Next one, we're going to go backwards. So now I have to identify charge in order to know what the Roman numeral is. So when you go back this way, the big thing is to find out the charge of the transition metal. So the bromide is -1, so the 1 came down here. What came from the tin is the 2, so we are going to call this tin, Roman numeral 2, bromide. This is probably the hardest thing in ionic naming and formula writing, is identifying the charge of the Roman numeral. Oxide is -2, the 2 did not come down, it simplified, so that means this one had to simplify. So this one must be +4 that simplifies to 2. So this one is actually going to be tin, Roman numeral 4, oxide. The next one, we have FeO and Fe2O3. In this case, -2 and +2. And in this case, +3 came down and -2 came down. So the first one is going to be iron, Roman numeral 2, oxide. And the next one is going to be iron, Roman numeral 3, oxide. Okay, so that's some practice with binary ionic compounds, naming and formula writing. Now we're going to try to do some ternary. So let's